Your 20s are 3,650 days. Sleep takes 1,200, your job takes another 900, and the commute to and from work takes 200 more. This means you're left with a few hundred days that are actually yours. And most people completely waste this extra time, not because they're not disciplined, it's because they haven't actually built a day that serves them. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you what it realistically looks like to lock in. Not what you be seeing on Instagram where they say wake up at 3 in the morning and work 15-hour days and all that stuff. That's not sustainable. This is exactly the way that I worked to run 2 7-figure businesses at the age of 23. And this is important because knowing how to structure your days correctly could be the difference between you reaching your dreams or not. So to best show you guys exactly how to lock in and be effective and stop wasting your life, I'm just going to take you guys on a day in the life with me. All right, y'all boys, I just woke up. I was using my phone for light, but it's currently 5:19 in the morning. As you guys can see, it's still dark outside. But the reason that we're up this early is because I struggle with waking up early. So what I did is I scheduled a recurring boxing class that I have to go to at 6 in the morning that I paid for. So I should probably get up and go to that because I paid for it. So that is how I get up early by force. The class is like 6 and it's like a 10-minute drive. So let's go ahead and get over there to it. One of the number one rules whenever you wake up, do not scroll. That's something I struggled with for so long. I would scroll on social media first thing. Sometimes I don't feel like getting up immediately. So what I'll do is I'll just read the Bible. I have my Bible app on my phone. I recommend you guys do that. Now, the reason that you don't want to scroll is because it's dopamine control. You don't want to take that dopamine hit first thing in the morning. We're going to need to control our dopamine all day so that we can actually have effective work. You'll see later on why we do that. Yeah, I'm going to open my phone for a bit because I don't want to get up just now. I'll lay in bed for like 5 minutes and just read my Bible for a little bit. Fly you out to grief, full speed, so volley Paris. Gotta lock in. Alright, y'all boys, so we made it back from boxing and it's currently 7:30 in the morning. And before I get to work, although I'm at my computer already, I did do a bit of work before I actually picked up this camera. There is one habit that I've adopted myself that has completely changed my life. And I'm not saying you guys need to do this habit either. This is something that I do personally that has given me so much extra help in life. And that's simply just journaling. I mean, I built this into a habit to where I don't even think about it anymore because I'm always in my head. And, you know, me being able to journal just allows me to put it down on paper. And I journal almost every day. As you guys can see, I have so many different things in here and I don't really want to expose too much what I be talking about, but I really just be saying whatever in my journal. For me, it gives me a sense of clarity to start my day. I always talk about what I'm grateful for. I talk about what I'm planning to do today, what I need to accomplish. I kind of look at the future, I look at the past, and I look at my present, and it helps me out a lot. So I just hit a quick journal session and then I get straight to work. So I'm gonna journal real quick and then we're gonna go ahead and start to lock in.
And we back at it. Conductor! For real.
If you guys don't know me, you guys are probably wondering, what does this guy even do? How does he afford to live this type of life and like not have a job and things? So I figured this was actually a good time to go ahead and tell you guys, how do I make my money? Because maybe if you guys are trying to lock in, you guys can take inspiration on what I do, so maybe you can do it as well. So how does Noah make his money? How does Noah get to travel the world, live in a high riser, and drive cool cars? It's pretty simple. I have pretty much 2 business models, which I told you guys in the beginning. I have 2 7-figure businesses. And the first one, and also my biggest source of income, is going to be my e-commerce income. Now, I've been doing e-commerce for 4 years now. I've done over $2 million in complete revenue. So I've made a pretty good killing with e-com. And I pretty much have about 2 ventures with e-com currently. I have my main brand, which I've been running since 2024, and this is a $1 million brand. We're currently running about $10,000 per day. And like I said, this is an actual brand that I built. I have like US inventory, I've created the product, all that type of stuff. But the only problem with this is I do only get 15% margins. And that is because I do have a business partner into this brand. So we're currently building this up as big as possible. Yeah, that's where most of my focus goes. And this gives me about $1,500 a day in profit because we're doing about $10,000 per day and I'm only making 15% margins. And then on the side, I still launch other dropshipping stores, which some of you guys have seen on my channel already, of me starting and scaling stores when I do those challenges, or when I start random stores on the side and do like 200K in like a month or two. I still do that on the side, mainly because I'm always testing out new things. I always want to try different niches. And I feel like to get good at marketing, you got to market in multiple different places to multiple different people. So that is essentially how I build my skill. I allocate about 30% of my time to just random dropshipping stores on the side. And I don't ever partner with people on these random dropshipping stores. So I run about 35% margins on these type of stores. And I do about 3-4K days, depending on the stores. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. I don't really have a consistent flow with this one yet because I'm always pumping and dumping stores. So like give or take, I make about 50 to 100K in revenue per month just through random drop shipping stores. But I do have about 30 to 35% margins, which gives me about $1,400 a day in profit. So from these stores, I make about as much as I make from the main brand. But the main brand is something that I'm going to be exiting. So that's going to make me so much more money, which is the whole goal. So pretty much, if you guys don't know what ecom is, I mean, pretty much it's simple, just broken down in a very, very simple way. All that I do to make this money is I find markets that are in demand and I find or make a product that would be able to solve their problem. So in the case of my flagship brand, I found a market and I made a product that the market would want. And then for drop shippings, I just find products that the market would want. And most of the business is spent here when I'm just making ads and launching them on Facebook because drop shipping is the business of marketing. So that's pretty much all that I do on the e-com side of things. But I do want to tell you guys why I love this business. You know, e-com is probably one of the only businesses where you genuinely have time, location, and money freedom, because everything you do is on your computer when you're doing e-com. When I went to Bali for 2 months, my business did not die out. And that just gave me the realization that, wow, I literally truly have freedom, that I can be anywhere in the world and my store is still going to run. And then in terms of time freedom, you know, you guys saw me wake up early this morning, but if you guys want to lock on an e-com, you don't need to wake up at 5 in the morning. You don't need to even wake up at 7 in the morning. You can wake up at 1 p.m. if you wanted to and work super late at night, because this business doesn't rely on calls. It doesn't rely on clients. It doesn't rely on anything like that. So you pretty much have complete time and location freedom. As long as you have your laptop and you can spend a couple of hours per day on it, this is an amazing business to get into. And then on top of that, it's very, very easily replicatable. And what I mean by that is there's just basic foundations of ecom, which I teach on this channel. And what I mean by that is that there's basic foundations of ecom, which once you learn them, you can make wins over and over and over and over, which is why you guys have seen me start and scale dropshipping stores randomly multiple times with a very, very high success rates, because once you know how to actually do the business, it is very, very easy to do it again and again and again. So you can almost never go broke because your skill is there. And then on top of that, like I said, guys, you're building a sellable asset. You know, unlike trading, unlike wholesaling, unlike all these other different business models that you see on the internet, you know, you can't really sell those businesses. Yes, those businesses make money. Like remote closing makes you money, but you're not building anything. You're not building an actual asset which you can go sell to a private equity firm and get a big payday, because in business, that's really where the real money is. It's not even from the profits that you make. It's from actually being able to sell the store. It's from actually being able to take over a market and then being able to sell that asset to other people for $1 million paycheck, which is what we're all working towards in ecom. And just to let you guys know, this is how I make about 80% of my money. This is where most of my money comes from, but I do have another way of making money. Now, another way that I make money is through a business called consulting. Now, this is not as big of an income generator for me, but it is something that I do on the side because I do enjoy doing it. And I can be more transparent with you guys on what this is because most people already know what my consulting business is. I can't be too public about my ecom businesses because if you guys are in the ecom space, you know you can't just be sharing your products like that. But I can talk about this consulting. So I'll break it down for you guys how I make about 10 to 15K per month just through consulting with 90% margins. And as you guys can see, this is last month. It's currently August 3rd, and we just ended the month at 12K. It's pretty much what it is. Since I've been doing ecom for so long and people know that I do ecom, I talk about it on YouTube, I post about it on Instagram. People started asking me, Noah, can you please hop on calls with me? I will pay you if you can do calls with me. And at first I was just taking random Zelle payments from people and helping them with their ecom stores. And then what I saw was people were actually getting results from what I was teaching them. So I was like, you know what, let me actually build a consulting business around teaching people knowledge. So I created this product right here called Ecom Labs. And this is my consulting product that does me about 10 to 15K per month. This business does make me money, but I really just enjoy it because I actually built a whole product in the ecom space, which I don't only use to help people scale their stores. I actually use to train the people inside of my team. So like people who run my ecom businesses, all my employees and all my team members, they use this exact product to scale my stores as well. So this is honestly why it made sense for me to build out this product. And pretty much how it works is people come to me and ask me, hey, Noah, can you help me scale my store? And they pay me for that, right? And then what I do from there is I partner with people on their brands. I take every single client very, very seriously. And, I hop on one-on-one calls with them. I talk to them all day in the DMs and I install and teach my entire system to them. Some of you guys are probably wondering, how on earth do you market this? Because, I run 90% margins. I do not spend $1 on ads for this consulting business. The way that I actually make a good amount of money through consulting is because whenever people get results, I tell them the only thing I want from you is to go and tell other people about Ecom Labs. And then what I get from there is I get a bunch of referrals. And that's how I'm able to make a consistent flow into my consulting business, because everyone who's getting results is bringing me more clients, which is paying me more. So the reason that I really, really love this business is just truly just getting client results. Outside of my own results and outside of my team's results, I just love getting people results, because the people who join my Ecom Labs business ROI like crazy. If you look at like Josiah, this is just one of my clients. He's doing about $113,000 per week. You know what I'm saying? Just making insane amounts of money with Ecom. Soph does $11,000 per day. I got people starting and just doing $16K per month. I just have countless and countless different people that have made money through the system that I gave them and by just talking to me. And that feeling to me is just literally just one of the best feelings that I can ever experience. And outside of the people that make money in the program, I actually make really, really close friends with my clients. And a lot of you guys have heard about Soph and Sai, which I just mentioned them here. Some of my top students, they flew all the way out to Dallas earlier this year and we met up and we even did a podcast. If you guys want to check that out, that is on my channel. We did a podcast to talk about how they were able to scale so far. They actually ended up moving to Dallas where I live and becoming one of my neighbors and actually hanging out with me. And we actually hang out very, very often now. And they actually copped a top floor penthouse, which I'll show you guys in this video real quick. They literally copped this crib literally because they joined Ecom Labs and they were even able to buy, cool cars and do all these things for their family. So this is the true reason why I run consulting. This is why I love this business as well. And I'm just blessed to be good enough at ecom to be able to teach it. So those are the two ways that I make money. And this consulting business is about 20% of my monthly income, if you guys were wondering. One of the biggest tips that I can give to you guys whenever you guys are locking in is to actually sit down and have a specific task. I have a to-do list for what I'm about to do for my brand right now, and I'm going to sit down for the next 2 hours unfocused. I always take my phone and I throw it across the room so that I don't even have the urge to check it. I also just picked up one of my energy drinks. We're just going to deep dive into this task until we are finished. That is a habit that you guys need to learn how to do, is to just be able to sit down and focus with no distractions. So we're about to lock in for about 2 hours and then I'll pick the camera back up. All right, y'all boys, so I just got dressed. It's currently 11:33 in the morning. We just got done with a few hours of deep work. We just finished our task that we need to do for the day for that ecom brand. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the consulting company. One of the strategies I like to do whenever I lock in is I like to switch where I'm at depending on what I'm working at. I typically never work on my consulting company here at the crib. I only work on ecom here, but then I'll leave to go to my office. I pay for a co-working office here in downtown, which I go to whenever I want to work on my consulting business, and that's where I spend my time at. So we just went ahead and got dressed. Guys, I've never been a big designer guy, but I just bought these Louis V shoes. Tell me that's what you guys think. This is like one of my first designer pieces, and I bought this Chrome Hearts shirt. All my years being an entrepreneur, I never really bought designer. I just never liked it that much, but low-key kind of getting into it just a little bit. So low-key, give me some tips. Y'all low-key need to give me some tips on how, y'all low-key need to give me some tips on designer, because I don't really know much about it. But we're going to go ahead and hit the office and we're going to start locking in on consulting business. We have a few student calls we got to take and things of that nature. So see you guys when we get there. Bro, what do you do me here, bro? Everyone introduce my big little cousin right here. It's my boy Casey.
But everybody, he used to be one of the best ping pong players, and so I came down here. And now it's just like he's the one. You lost the skill.
We finna find out, cause I'm gonna have to smoke you up real quick on vlog, bro. On vlog, don't lose on vlog, please.
I have to father my mother and treat my son's grandfather like my older brother. The skies are gray in Toronto, they not a golden color.
7-4 is not looking good. Watch the comeback, boy.
It took the whole career for me to be so discovered.
All right, so it's 1-1, guys. As far as you guys know, we're equal. He's not better, I'm not better. Tell the vlog how you're getting into ecom.
We get into ecom every day, locking every day, running every day. Go to my discipline, 10K month profit.
Easy, bro. That's so easy, bro. Keep in mind, how old are you, bro?
19, bro.
19. Should we do a YouTube video called helping my cousin scale up his ecom brand? I think that's something that people would want to watch because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people can relate to you feel me? Like, tell your story. Tell a little bit about yourself.
Hi, bro. So I'm from Ohio, and I had a car detailing business, you know, working a coffee shop, and I just didn't really like it. So, like, I decided, like, bro, I want to move down to Dallas, bro. Let me come back. Let me go back to Texas.
Yes, sir.
And lock in with my boy and lock in with his friends and just build a brand up.
Here we go. And that's why he's here. He's here for one reason and one reason only. And he ain't going back home until he makes it work. All right, I'm with my boy Tyler.
I don't know who it is, man.
Say we out here finna go grab some lunch now.
On the lime on you, boy.
Let's get it. Let's go. All right, bro. So one of the main messages that I'm trying to put out in this video is that you don't have to be a robot. And I actually learned this lesson from my boy right here. You know, he saw me working like crazy, locking in, and like damn near burning myself out. And he's like, bro, you can't be like that. You gotta like chill out, take some time for yourself. So I started taking care more of myself. But I want you to tell my audience, like, why, like, how should you lock in without burning out? Because you've been in the game for a while, bro. By the way, this is one of my mentors, bro. Like, he's like completely killing it with content and probably one of the best in the game when it comes to fashion modeling, all that stuff. So you've been in the game for a while. Like, how do you still sustain yourself?
I'm going to advocate for all men to get into therapy. And if you don't want to get into therapy, find someone that you can express yourself to. Find an outlet that's safe and healthy for yourself. Because that's one of the reasons why I'm able to still be in this game for so long. Because like bro said, you was working like a robot. I literally was doing the same thing. I worked myself until I put myself into the hospital because I wasn't all I was thinking about is money. But that's the race that they want to put you in. They want to put the dollar in front of your face and put you on a treadmill. You basically running to chase of money. No, I'm getting a little bit off track, but remember this, you never chase, you attract.
There was the
So you build yourself up and you put yourself in a position to where the money flows and comes to you in abundance. I literally was just showing bro a brand that I love, their loafers. They reached out to me. I never reached out to them. Thank you so much. I never reached out to them or anything like that. They came to me. I attract everything I want because you know what? I take care of myself. And y'all need to do the same thing. Y'all be locking in this robot method. You're not a robot. You have feelings. Care about things, and you're a human being. Leave that to the robots. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how fast or slow you go. Whatever is meant to happen is going to happen at the pace it's supposed to.
that is
So you up here running million miles a day trying to get to where you're supposed to be. And it could take a year, or you could be lazy for 6 months, lock in for 3, and bam, that same year something can happen. So I'm saying all that to say is take care of yourself and everything else will be him. They're not a robot. Like I had to tell bro, you're not a robot. Take a day off to yourself. Take a break. Sometimes it's good to be in solitude, being away from your phones, away from your computer, because guess what? So much comes in silence. So take that time to yourself.
That's why you guys saw me journaling this morning. I do that for a reason. It's like, yes, it's not making me extra money, but it gives me time to organize my thoughts. Because one thing's for certain, guys, in this business game, you're gonna get overwhelmed. Like, there's so much to do, so many things that you can be accomplishing, and like when you know of how much is out there, I tend to get overwhelmed. So I journal to organize my thoughts a lot better, meditate, things of that nature. You guys are gonna see later on how we're gonna go back to the gym, and that for me is my therapy. You know, like, I mean, that's one of my outlets, and it helps me a lot to stay locked in. Like I said, we're here for a long time, not a short time. We want to stay rich, not just get rich and burn out. You feel me? So great advice from my boy Tyler.
One of my favorite rappers said this, man. I want to live in peace, not just rest in it. And that was like one of the coldest, simplest bars ever.
Who said that?
Webby.
Who?
Webby.
Okay.
Webby said that Mr. INDEP. Like, yeah, Webby said that in his song, I Have a Dream. That was fire. Yeah.
When I said trip for life, yes, I meant it. I want to live in peace, not just rest up in it.
So you got, look at this, your CPMs, you see that? You got under $25 CPM. That's so green. That's so super, super good. That's where most people struggle because they hear avatars and their angles are too like saturated in their products. Yours is not, which is why your CPMs are really good. I'm here to help you and guide you through that process, because that process is advanced, right? You have to learn the research, you have to do it. And then articulating it and understanding it is a whole different skill. That's what I'm here for, to help you. Bro, you have so much potential to scale with this brand. I want to see you scale. You're him already, bro. Like, you know how to work. I have no doubt about you, and you don't even have a doubt about you. Like, you got it. You just got to get over yourself. All right, we got a Ecom Labs partner weekly call. As you guys can see, we're just in here cooking up some strategies on how we can help you guys better. You feel me? Like, we do these calls every single week, trying to just read the data on where people are struggling, where things can improve. This is how we make sure that you guys that are in Ecom Labs are getting the utmost best treatment, and you guys have the best ecom knowledge as possible. So we do these every single week, and I talk to these boys hella. My team is insane. I love these guys. This guy doesn't have his camera on, but he's a killer. All right, if you guys remember when I was talking about dopamine this morning, I don't listen to any music, or I don't listen to any like Instagram or nothing. I don't even open social media until like later in the day. Like, it is currently 12 p.m. and I haven't even touched social media or listened to music. All I do is I listen to this ADHD relief music. These just playing in your ear constantly will keep you super, super focused. I also like this right here, lock-in music. I play this stuff in my ears while I'm working. You know, it gives me that like sense of like music and dopamine without being too much, right? Because if you listen to like Kendrick Lamar in the morning, bro, you're gonna be like, your whole like focus is thrown off. I mean, at least for me. So that's what works for me. You guys should try this as well. Just type in ADHD music. I promise it'll make for productivity like skyrocket.
Screw me duck, got one of my rooms all flooded with gold. I done bought 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carat in stones. Cash on the California cash, can't wait to go dress my home. Smash all you itty bitty rapper in a minute, I'm showing the polo.
You guys are probably wondering, bro, this dude works out 2 times a day. It's because to me, this is not like work. This is fun. Like, I've been working all day, so I like reworking out is like a stress relief. It's like Tyler was saying earlier, this is my like outlet. So when I come here, this is where I get to feel better. And this is relaxation. So you need to like fall in love with good habits. And this is what I was talking about dopamine control in the beginning of the video. You need to learn how to fall in love with things that are actually good for you, you know? Instead of getting your dopamine from like social media or like junk food or something, get it from healthy things. This is dopamine for me, right? This is my indulgence for the day. So that's why I'm able to work out 2 times a day. All right, boys, we just wrapped up the workout. Now it's time to go ahead and reward ourselves. So let's get to it, my boys. But we're in the same fit all day. You know what I'm saying? We're fits that are active, but you still look good at the same time. Hi, y'all boys. So we over here at dinner now. I got my boy Josiah in here. I got my boys Casey in here. You know what I'm saying? We had a good day of work. Did you get some work done today?
I got great work done at the library.
There we go. Go put up to the library to lock it. That should show you guys that you don't have to be doing no hustle culture like 15-hour work days. You can enjoy your life at the same time as working. It just matters about how much you can focus on one task. This is where I struggle at. I would be working for 15 hours, but doing like 15 things at the same time. But I got so much done today because I focused on what was important. And I also had a quality schedule that keeps me consistent. So the actionable steps that you guys can be doing whenever you guys are trying to lock in is define what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish over the next 6 months, right? Is it health? Is it building a business? Is it learning a skill? And then all you got to do is set that daily minimum for yourself every single day and just make sure you have it somewhere in the day. As you guys see, you guys can tell what my goals are based on what my day is like. I literally worked on ecom, I worked on my consulting company, I worked out, and I boxed. As long as I got those things done, I'm able to have time to also, you know, spend time with my friends and enjoy the night, drink wine. So,
you know, I do got something to say. I'm fasting. Me and my boy Casey and Sophie fasting for 3 days. And today is one thing like it really hit me is like how much we take being able to eat for granted. Like, I be really hungry. I'm like, bro, it's only been 12 hours. And there's niggas that go like days without eating. There's people on the streets that go hours, days without eating. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm just like really blessed that I have the opportunity to be able to go and spend $70 a meal on some food whenever I'm hungry. Like, that's just a blessing. That's something you take for granted. And it's like, can't forget to like be appreciative of the little things.
I saw these boys are fasting, bro. You hungry, bro?
Even capitalizing.
What you eating? Air for dinner, right?
Water, bro.
Water for dinner.
Even capitalizing on that, bro. Like, just take a little shit for granted. Like, when you fast, you really see the type of person you are, bro. Like, you get out. You feel your spirit, bro.
Facts,
and we're learning more about ourselves. You find more about yourself.
Facts. See, I ain't doing all that fasting stuff. I just focused on working today, but I'm about to enjoy this meal. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. You can take anything from this, plan out your next 6 months, find out the things that need to happen, and just do it every single day without failure. And you don't have to feel guilty about going out and enjoying your time with your friends and enjoying your life. So lock in, everyone. See you guys in the next video.